Hey everyone, and thanks for coming by to see what we're cooking up. My name's TJ Rack, and I'm one of the founders of Skylab. And Skylab was built for volume photographers because that's actually what I am by nature. My mom and dad were wedding photographers that got into schools in the early 90s. And I grew up in the family business, probably like many of you guys, spending all my nights playing in the lab, making toys out of film spools and sorting envelopes at the dinner table. So the past 2 years, though, time has definitely changed a lot for us and the value of it. And the way that we used to do things has been hugely impacted by tech. So now because of AI, we actually don't have to complete any of those mundane digital tasks anymore. We can actually leverage tech to do all the repetitive tasks in a fraction of the time. So those minutes would add up to hours, and those would actually add up to years. But I'm pretty happy to say that now AI is working by learning through all the decades of retouching photos that we've done. So we've been doing these same things constantly over the years, and we need to be printing an 8x10 without Barbie dolling skin. It's got to look real. It can't look fake. And we've been able to preserve the legacy of good photography, but do it now at machine speed. And we've got all these retouching services now that we're offering through Blueprint. So what are we up to? Today, I'm going to talk to you through 3 of the current retouching services that we've got available in Blueprint. And let's start with my most favoritist of the 3, retouching. So let's imagine that a parent wants to buy a digital download, and it's got to be absolutely perfected. And they're willing to pay for it, and it's going to be an upsell. So here's a sample of a real image. It's gone through Blueprint, straight from the parent or the ordering person directly to the consumer. And you can see that here, all the acne is removed. So anything that is temporary, acne, flyaway hairs, is being removed in this image. Anything that's permanent that makes this individual who they are, we don't remove any of those things. So I've played with all the tools out there, and we found that we just had to go and build it to get what we wanted for a result. So what we don't do is we don't remove freckles. We don't remove moles. So here's another great example of a confusing image that it would be even confusing for a human, that is catching all the acne and the flyaways, but leaving any of her permanent beauty marks. This has completely changed how we move images through production. And it's really changed how the whole industry can approach retouching, because we've built everything with human level retouching as the standard. So confidently, and I'm happy to be presenting today, that we've actually had 95,000 images move through Blueprint this year. So think about that. That's 95,000 orders that were made in the cart where someone saw a picture, added retouching, and it went straight to the consumer. Lights out. We didn't do anything. No retouching, no production. And happily, there's been no complaints about that. That was obviously a big question and concern we had coming into MVP last year, but happy to say we've been through a full season together, and it's been working really well. So we haven't stopped building. With the retouching going, it's time to add on to that. So I'm super happy and excited to be announcing today that teeth whitening is now the second part of the retouching tool set that we're releasing. And it's automated, obviously, and it's targeted. So a lot of the issues that I used to have with teeth whitening was the selection process. It would take some time. Having to go and manually create a mask for the teeth was always an issue, and it's always seeming to catch a little bit of the gum. So with our teeth whitening, there are no selections. We don't have any over bleaching, no bleached gums, no parodontitis, and we're whitening teeth now to an A1, B1 oral standard. So imagine the perfect level of an oral color level. And it's actually, when you combine it with a retouch then, so a skin retouch and a teeth, you're getting an enhanced retouch. So consider that useful for a senior retouch or something a little more enhanced. This one's big, and it's The big secret behind this is that I'm actually building all this stuff so that we don't have to do any more retouching in-house. Uh, I want our crews to have regular weekends nowadays, especially for this fall. I was born into this industry, and I really want to be ushering in a new era for us. The labor markets are only going to tighten. Our workloads have increased, and I still want to have a regular weekend in the fall. So the biggest part of that is going to be glare removal. And this is a revolutionary tech. And I just want you to see it. I want you to test with us. And I want everyone to come along for the ride. So here's a great example. And I don't know what it is now. I think that there's just more glass glare nowadays. It could be with kids on their phones and their iPads a whole lot more. It could just be like a material shortage. Whatever it is, this glare, it just kills us at the camera, especially on a school day shoot when we're trying to fire through everybody. But here we go. This is a combination of a retouch and a glare removal. And just check it out. We're able to build now a tool that's lifting the light out. So I just wanted to roll through a couple samples. This is a see is believe type of situation. So great example of some of those thicker plastic rim glasses. Those definitely have the thicker glass, lots of glare in those, but here's a perfect example of it working nicely. This fella had a cup. It seems like they've got two lights firing, and main and fill, and a lot of refraction. So he's definitely got like a really thick lens here, but this is a combination of a color correction, a retouch, and a glare. And again, since there's just a little bit of information for us to work with, we can pull the light right out of the glasses. So this is going to save us immense amount of time. It's really difficult sometimes to communicate with a subject, a camera, and have them lift their lenses or try and get them to move, especially when we're trying to nail an image in 30 seconds. Again, just seeing how now the tech starting to collide with each other. This is an example of an image that we've removed the glare, and it's also cropped, so you can see that it's been prepared for an export, be it a yearbook, be it a service item. It's also been extracted, color corrected, and a teeth have whitened. And this is the type of thing that we used to have to move from many different systems to have completed, but now within 1.2 seconds, all of this work is being completed immediately on the image at human quality that we expect as professional photographers, and it's being done consistently and perfectly. So it's not all rainbows all the time. There are going to be situations where this doesn't work, and I think we all know about these. Chins up, really thick rim glasses, huge light source, small face. So the amount of light in the student's glasses, it removes everything behind it. There's just zero information. It's overexposed. There's zero light information under and on top of the glass. So in this case, this is going to fail. So we've learned to start working in situations where we're not creating this type of glare. If what we can do to minimize this, as you guys know, we move the height of our lights, we tilt our faces forward, we change light sources, we move them around. So again, with some time in front of the season to be prepping, having some tests come through and seeing how you can work with this is the key to success with implementing technology safely and successfully in your workflow. So through this whole pandemic exercise, we had to innovate. We really had to, with less human power, a lot less time, and way less resource. But I think it's really safe to assume globally that hiring is not going to get any easier. But now we're doing these tasks that used to take us 30 minutes, 700 times faster. And it's cheaper, it's more consistent, and it's working. So this industry that we work in our business models, they were perfectly situated for automation tools and technologies to come into and help us. And we really want you guys to come in and just try it and tell us what you think. This is a service that you turn on and everyone wins, right? an upsell in these situations equal a higher AOV through the cart. We've got a ton of evidence now that there's a 65% increase in AOV when a student or a client purchases an image service. So what that tells us is the market's ready for this. And this is a tool where everyone wins. The tech wins, the client wins, the photographer wins, and they're demanding these types of immediate feedback and gratification tools that we can now put into the cart. So yeah, we want you to try it. You just got to go to live.skylabtech.ai to try it, and then you're going to talk to your CSM. And a lot of the questions will be around how do I access this? And we have an amazing partnership with IQ. And I'm going to let my partner in crime here, Chris, take the wheel, and he's going to tell you all about how everything works within Blueprint.
Hey everybody, Chris Marks here from the ImageQuix side. Thanks, TJ. Yeah, so I'm going on my 8th year at ImageQuix. So I've seen, this transition, all of this amazing stuff that we've just been talking about from the beginning, even from Blueprint side. So it's really amazing to see this fully integrated. And my demo today that I'm going to give you guys is kind of walking through how easy it is to put these on your price list and for the customers to buy them. Really hands off from you after you've kind of gone under contract and you've understand how to use Blueprint. So my demo today is going to start in Blueprint. If you're not familiar with Blueprint, Blueprint is our workflow piece of software that manages really everything your studio needs to do to host and sell images online. So we're going to start here with the price list, and this is just where you would put all of your items that you're looking to sell. And the first thing that we're going to talk about is image options on here, because this is how you would connect to the 1Touch services. So all I have right here is an empty a category with a cartoon effect. So you can sell other image options with this. It's not like you're just tied to this one. It's an additional service to you guys. So, and it works in any way, just like any other lab that you're connected with. So right here on the right-hand side, you can see 1Touch services as a catalog that you're attached to. So once I click on the 1Touch services, you'll see the retouching catalog, which has all of the different options right now currently available. So you'll have your glass glare removal, standard retouching. There's also a retouching option for packages, which allows you to add the retouching within a package. And in that way, the customer doesn't have to make any selection, and it's like an included option that you can do for senior galleries or really anything that you find the use for. And then lastly, the teeth whitening. So all you have to do once you're connected to this catalog is just drag and drop these onto the image options section, and they're ready to be sold in whatever galleries you attach this price list to. So for this demo, I'm going to attach teeth whitening, and I'll attach the Skylab retouching here. Let's see. And Brian, I see you have a question. I'll touch on your question right now, actually, as we talk about the options that you have here. So you can name these whatever you want. Pulling off here. So do you want to remove blemishes? You can ask a question. You can call it, whatever you want to sell on the price list side. We'll just call that, do you want to enhance your photo? And then we'll call this one, do you want to whiten? Do you want your teeth to be whitened? So the options that Brian asked is, does the retouched image replace the original image in the gallery? So you have the option to do that. It doesn't necessarily have to from the get-go. The setting here is at the bottom though, if you want to add image back to the job. So by clicking either this yes or no, or having an empty or clicking yes, means that this image, after it's done with all of the 1Touch services, it will then go back into the gallery and replace the image that was ordered. Super powerful for your order export season, for wanting that image back in that gallery without, again, you having to do any manual intervention here. So it's really amazing. So next up, I will sync this. The gallery will be live. Let's pull up a live gallery, and let me switch screens here for you guys. Let's see. All right, we should be seeing the next screen here is actually pulling up a live gallery in our shopping cart. So we're going to go through the experience of now you've just put it on your price list. That's all you had to do. And now we're going to look at it from the consumer perspective. So I've just loaded up some sample images here. I am a Bears fan, so hopefully that doesn't offend anyone on this call, but my watermark is very aggressive Bears logo here. But we're going to put this up and purchase one of these images, and we'll show you I'm sorry, we'll show you how it goes through easily. Let's see here. So this is our price list. This is all the things that we were looking at as we were building it in Blueprint. And now we're taking a look at it from the customer perspective. I'll click on photo downloads here because I'm going to actually order a digital download. The amazing thing about the digital downloads is that in past times you had to wait on those digital downloads to get to the end consumer. In this automated, this full suite of tools that you have, you can now offer these, and the digital downloads are pretty instant. Within minutes they're getting these digital downloads delivered to them. So that's like something that was never been in this industry, and something amazing that you can offer now. So we'll click on this image and we'll order this girl here. Let's continue to options. So here is where you would have your image options. You can have as many options as you want on your price list. And I should have added a price to this because as TJ mentioned, this is really a great opportunity to not only increase average order value, but increase it significantly. We've seen, a range from anywhere of like $5 to even upwards of $25 of these different effects being sold, whether teeth whitening or retouching or combinations of them. So really some movement there that you can do for average order value, and it's exciting. So we're gonna add both of these to my order, to my digital download. Let's go next. These are just order options that you can offer. We're not going to do anything with those. And let's place this order. And that was it. So I just placed an order for a digital download. I've included two of our options that we offered our 1Touch services, both teeth whitening and the standard retouching. And so now it's about a minute or so that I've been seeing this come through, and I have a digital download in my inbox, and I'll pull that up, you guys, and that'll be kind of the end of the demo here. And then we'll have some time for Q&A to answer any questions that you guys may have in looking to get started. And also one thing, as this is kind of loading in the background here, is we have it set up in our system to deliver to the Skylab1Touch services first. So if you did, say, bundle it with any other services or any other thing that needed to be also image serviced, the Skylab one goes first. So it's our first in the queue, and then it will follow suit to any of the other items that you also needed to do in that workflow. So it's really powerful in that regard, as it goes first and then the rest will follow. And I just got my email, and let's download this. And I'll pull up a side-by-side comparison for one last little screen share here. All right, so here is the original image on the right-hand side, the 1Touch serviced image on the left-hand side. Both teeth whitening and the retouch were bundled in here, and it was digital delivered to me within minutes on this call. So just really amazing. Can't talk more about how easy it is to use, the automation that this brings, the time it saves, and all of the wonderful things of AI.